Okay, we'll go ahead and start the committee meeting. Our agenda is a little different than the packet you have in front of you. We got a few bills that were printed. We're going to wind up having another meeting this afternoon, take up some other bills. So right now we'll start on first bill is Senate Bill 2897. This is kind of cleanup language. If you remember, we passed a bill providing a homestead exemption for certain military with 100% disabled veteran status or spouse of a widowed spouse of a disabled veteran or a member that was killed in action. We did that bill last year, and the language we put in last year was to allow the exemption to be realized in the year they bought the house. But when you buy a house, homestead exemption is determined on January 1st. And what's happening is if you're refunding people that own a house, their ad valorem taxes, and simply because they sold it to a veteran or a widowed spouse, they don't deserve the refund of the ad valorem. So what we're trying to do here in this bill, there's a version of a House bill that's coming over that changes it. But this bill basically creates, in section 1, it creates a rebate that the homeowner can either take to section 1, 2C shows that a rebate is requested, a copy of the receipt from the tax collector evidencing payment of ad valorem taxes on the home property of the year in purchase, so they can get a rebate of their portion of the ad valorem they pay, or they can take it and starting line 56, if the home buyer requests a credit against ad valorem taxes assessed and levied on the home property for the year of purchase, the buyer need not have already received the ad valorem tax bill on the home for the purchase year. Upon verification of the buyer's eligibility for the credit, the department shall provide the buyer with documentation to present to the tax collector for the application of the credit against such ad valorem taxes. So they can take that credit to the tax collector, and that will cover their portion along with the prior owner's prepaid portion of the ad valorem taxes. So this is cleaning it up where it makes a little more sense, and it's actually doing the intent and not refunding people that aren't disabled veterans or widowed spouses of veterans, their ad valorem taxes back. So that's an explanation of the bill. Are there any questions on the bill? Seeing none, for a motion. Motion is title sufficient to pass. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Next bill is Senate Bill 3106. This bill is essentially, we're taking the data center tax language we passed for the Amazon Web Services and creating a tax exemption for businesses that invest a minimum of $500 million and create 50 full-time jobs with average of 125% of the average annual state wage. The data center, one or more buildings in one physical location or multiple locations, and that's due to the fact that energy availability is such that sometimes they'll have to locate in more than one location with the amount of investment that these companies are making. This is a work in progress. We're working on language. We have a constitutional provision that does not allow tax exemptions to last over 10 years. So what we're doing is coming up with some recertification language based on either a percentage of spend or a dollar amount that is invested in that 10-year period where they have the exemption status to get another 10 years. We did this for Amazon on their data center, and this bill does not put any state money into the project. This is just a kind of a position on the tax treatment for data centers that come in and invest at a minimum of $500 million. So that is an explanation of the bill. Are there any questions? Senator Polk for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On page 3, line 50, that's ambiguous to me. Could you tell me what that's doing?
It's the sales tax. They're exempt from sales tax on electricity. That's one of their big costs is the electricity. And so it just exempts them on any sales tax imposed on electricity.
Are any other industries exempt?
No, but I don't think any other industries use as much electricity as data centers do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Horn for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Where is the language in the bill that talks about the recertifications. that you
That's,
mentioned.
that's the part that we're still working on MDA with. It does have a repealer in it to keep it alive, so we can continue to work on the bill, but
Thank you.
the language for the recertification is something we're still currently working with MDA on. So seeing no further questions, Senator Horn for a question.
I'm looking on line 97 and it just kind of ends. Maybe I don't have the entire bill, I don't have the entire bill in my packet. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Motion is title sufficient to pass. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Next bill is Senate Bill 3161. This bill is a revenue neutral bill. A long time ago, before most of us, maybe all of us were here, there was a bill passed to incentivize refineries to locate in the state, and it gave a tax exemption for the ad valorem taxes on inventory of stored oil and gas products if they have a refinery in the state. Well, it's currently being challenged in court, and a judge may change this, which caused a lot of disruption for several counties in Mississippi. Depending on a remedy the judge may impose. So this bill basically would turn it over to a tax credit on taxes owed on the refinery facility against the ad valorem taxes they will start paying on that stored inventory. It just basically keeps the thrust of the bill, which was if you invested in a refinery in the state, you would have this ad valorem tax exemption. So we're creating a tax credit to fill the void, if you will. So that is an explanation of the bill. Are there any questions? There is a reverse repealer in the bill. Yes. Any other questions? Seeing none, for a motion? Motion is title sufficient do pass. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. And the last bill is Senate Bill 2318. This bill currently is being exercised in counties across the state, but some are questioning whether or not they have the authority to do so. It is on the forms that Department of Revenue uses right now, but it exempts the raw materials and work in progress and finished good inventory on manufacturers. And so it is at the discretion of the county. They can provide that exemption. They cannot do it for the school taxes, but they're allowed to do the other ad valorem taxes. And basically this would just give them the authority. It's codifying what most of them are practicing right now and what the Department of Revenue has been enforcing. So it is at the discretion of the county. So that is an explanation of the bill. Are there any questions? Seeing none, for a motion? All right, motion is title sufficient do pass. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. And we will have another meeting this afternoon. I think we gavel back in at 2 o'clock and we'll announce the time on that. So motion is to rise and report. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.